So at night, from this landslide over here, I can hear the grumbling. Sometimes when a lot of stones fall, I can hear it. Yeah. So this is the valley. When you are up there, there is a real nice waterfall. Right here. Let's say in the middle of the picture, as I used to say when I want to point out something. There is a waterfall down there. The people haven't got too much sun. It reaches them late and it vanishes early. So up here, I've got the best of the best. Like, you know, a real nice mountain here and there, a valley, and then this mountain path, which is a alpine hiking path. That one means that it's not just flat out. It's kind of steep, and it also means you need to have good shoes, and they indicate it should be you know, not flip-flops at least. I never heard about flip-flop hiking. But I always do as this, because I need air wherever. Like, also on my feet, I don't want to go having sticky, sweaty feet because of plastic shoes. So today I checked, is it a festivity going on? But no, it'll be on the 30th of May, which will be some kind of a Christ something, whatever. So, what am I up to? I'm just walking down. If I see the lady in the valley, I'll talk to her. If I see, well, there is an old lady in the valley I talked to yesterday. I went down and then I met her when returning from the shop. So I guess she must have seen me passing her house, and then she kind of went to get me. So she gave me a moon calendar, and I went like, oh yeah, let's look into it. It's probably full moon. So I looked into it, and it was not exactly full moon, but I was mistaken about my what I saw in the booklet. I went like, oh, I'm not correct. And then I went like, maybe it was that many stars in the sky, making me think, oh, what a lot of lights. Because I had a notion of there being a lot of light, but it actually was like a bulb burning. So I was like, knowing that I had seen a full moon, the bulb, when I was dealing with a cat and writing my book and doing the videos for my songs lately, I wasn't really out at night. I always got home and then I had to do my video and also to do my alkaline bath and then go to bed, of course, sleep. So why would I, when I see something and I know something and it feels correct, when there is a slight irritation, why would I then go defend this irritation's truth? Why don't I stick to my own truth and go saying, well, but it was a bulb. It was looking like full moon from the corner of my eyes. That's kind of this uncertainty of people that are thinkers, and also it's the childhood that has prepped me for always not trusting my own gut feelings. So when there is a there was a webinar today at 9 o'clock that I joined at 10 o'clock, so an hour later. She was finally at the point explaining how a trauma from childhood would be dissolved. So she went like, okay, now you want to eat some sweets, now you want to smoke a cigarette. Probably she went like that. Well, it's a trauma that has uncertainty feelings that we cover with drinking, working, speaking, eating, cigarettes, like all the things that go via mouth are easy to do because our brain has a huge area for the mouth walked into a plain field of snow when we are small. So when we grow up, all the other learnings are piled on top of that trail. We kind of go from that trail to different places, like while learning reading, talking, we are still connected to that mother's breast and drinking, sort of. So she went like, if you have anxious feelings, or and you cover it with doing something excessively, sports, learning, being a workaholic, all these addictions, then these addictions bind this bad feeling and take you away from yourself. So once this sets in, she's probably saying, I just joined at 10 o'clock, so I'm not sure what they did beforehand, but actually it's not that difficult to imagine what you got to do to release your trauma. So once you want to eat or drink or do whatever, you need to figure out, where is this feeling hurting, or at least originating in my body, that kind of is at the moment. What am I feeling? When you have located it, not with your brains going like, oh yeah, you know, haha, I got it. No, but really take the time and be on this quest for releasing this trauma with love. So you find it, and then once you've located it, you can also search into it, like, you know, what do you want to tell me? Is there some picture that comes up that is connected with you? You can, but you don't have to. You can just find out that unpleasant feeling that you get from anxieties of traumas from your life, and then stay with it. Not go eat something, not go talk, not go drink something, not go put the pencil in your mouth and chew on it. And stay with the feeling. So then things arise. You don't have to go ask, well, where do you stem from? And stuff like that. Because trauma is a trauma. It's unpleasant. Just stay with it, loving it, and welcoming it. Yes, you are there. I see you. And then it vanishes. It just puffs into nothing. And then, once you've done that, you released a trauma because you once really acknowledged it being there. So yeah, 5 minutes I listened to her. She calls it quanta healing. So, you know, quantum computing. It's not on, it's not off. It could be either or both at the same time. Well, quantum computing isn't existing. It's just another way to confuse the whereabouts and to mess with our minds, I tell you. Because imagine something being there and not being there at the same time. It's just not possible. So, well, she calls it that, so you can go check it out for yourselves. But you can also just not do any of these and just whenever next time you have, because she's got a lot of programming. You can like have a 16-day course there. You can subscribe for this webinar she does twice a week. I guess she does that for advert reasons. And then you can read her articles or listen to the talks she gave, like the webinars also end up on a radio show. So you get derailed pretty easily because you get so much from her. The only thing you need to do is continue your life, and then whenever you have unpleasant feelings, you have to feel them. So I guess a lot of people during normal days just don't feel anything. You know? That's a Swiss-German saying. We go like, you know, a lot. And from this part of Switzerland where I come from, we also say a lot or. We say a sentence and then we put a or, like a question, after everything we've just said. Where's the water? It's flowing in there, in the wood, in the middle of the picture again. I like saying so because, yeah. Well, look at my shoes. That's where we started. Because it's from now on, it's always gonna be a walk and talk. Why is that? Well, if I walk downward, I'm not really doing any good to my knees if I run. And also the probability of falling is pretty high. Because if you look at this path, what I've done when I moved here, it's about half a year ago, was running down. Whether it was end of summer, autumn, I was still wearing my flip-flops, or winter. So winter, anyhow, how the snow condition was, whether it was like 30 to 40 centimeters of snow, that one was really easy to run through because you didn't have to mind about any stones or the path itself, the roots. Like now at summer times you can easily trip because there is roots and stones and stuff that you can cling on and then kind of get irritated with your running or walking, and then you fall. So this happened to me. I dropped the camera. It was last autumn. These things are up on Twitch. It's sensitive sailing on Twitch. All the things that I could upload until they were saying no to uploads are up there. So these shoes, yeah, I love them because they got cinnamon in the sole. There is cinnamon. So when they got wet yesterday, the smell was nice. And also at home, when I pass the area where I have the shoes, they were still kind of evaporating that cinnamon smell because they were still a bit wet when I got home. So I'll start anew, huh?